Hey everyone, it's Charles. We're back for module 3. You just got finished up watching module 2, which is how to hire the right virtual assistant. You was able to identify your needs, where to find these virtual assistants, the difference between an agency and a freelancer. We talked about the misconceptions, and then I think you were able to see, I know you were able to see a couple of the virtual assistants that work for my agency and see their perspective and, see how they were brought on. Because like I said, we like to hire internally. A lot of our VAs come from the VAs that have already been working for the agency. So a lot of our VAs come from referral, and you were able to see that in module 2. So now we're going to lock in for module 3, how to onboard and train your virtual assistant. All right, let's go. So let's start with setting your expectations. I think when you set your expectations, the virtual assistant comes in already knowing how to execute and how you want to execute and what you expect from them on a weekly basis. If you come in through my agency, we spend that first week prior to them actually working, training and onboarding them. So we're going to set them up with accounts that help for you to pay them. We're going to set them up with the software that you specify that you work with. So that week, we're going to be onboarding your virtual assistant to those softwares, being able to help you pay them. So also during the onboarding process, we're going to help you find the best way to communicate with your virtual assistant. So we're going to be setting up lines of communication or communication channels with your virtual assistant. So that's part of the onboarding process. So when we're setting up these communication processes or communication channels, we're talking about how are you going to communicate with your virtual assistant on a day-to-day basis? Is it going to be WhatsApp? Is it going to be Skype? Do you have a Discord channel? Do you have a Slack channel? Do you want to just communicate via email? We figure all that out during that onboarding process, because I think that's very important when hiring a virtual assistant that's going to be an employee for you full-time or part-time. If you're hiring on a project to project kind of basis, I mean, you don't really need to kind of worry about that because you don't have an onboarding process. You have a slight onboarding process, but like I said, it's like on a project to project basis, and you can definitely work that out with your freelancer. But coming through an agency, we actually take the onboarding process very serious and try to make it a smooth process as much as we can for the client and the VA, because that just makes everything, when you start off, I mean, you want to hit the ground running. And we utilize that first week prior to them working to do all that. So once we help you with the onboarding, then you're going to have to go to training. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I thought the VAs already come trained. I thought they are, and they do. Everybody knows how to cold call. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of the VAs come in already knowing how to cold call. The VAs that I work with, they already come in knowing how to do real estate, pull comps, pull lists, prop stream, Zillow, Redfin. I mean, they know all of that, right? They knew the formulas. They can read a script. But how do you run your business? How are the nuances in your day-to-day business? I know I may provide a script to my VA in which my scripts are very simple. I like my stuff very simplistic. So you may want something different for your VA. So that's why I say you have to come in here and train your own VA to your business. these VAs are going to come in highly qualified, highly skilled, of what you hired them for, but can you train them particularly to your business? It's just like with any business. Once you get hired, that first 2 weeks is training. You're watching videos, sitting in that room by yourself, and they're just putting you on these videos. And then after you watch the videos, then you got to go follow somebody for about a week. It's the same situation here. When your VA comes on, you need to have an orientation. So we already set the expectations. We already know the lines of communication that we're going to deal with. Now you need to have an orientation. You need to tell them, hey, this is the business. This is how I started. So they can understand how your business is ran, what the psychology of your business is. Then you might be able to let them know, hey, this is what we're moving when we're moving forward. This is the goals that I have for my business. So the continuous training, the ongoing training is a must. When you're training your VAs, and like I said, they're going to already come in and know how to read a script and knowing how to, do cold calling. But you, as the client, because you want your virtual assistant to get better each week at their job, that's their job that they're doing for you, you need to be listening to their calls. You need to be listening to their calls, because you could have a word or two or a whole sentence, forbid that, that they might not be able to pronounce a few words. So if you're not listening to their call and you have a particular word that they cannot pronounce, I mean, that could really throw off the whole deal, because that word, who knows how important that word may be. We're not talking about an is, a the, or a t, or a to, or whatever. It could be any word, logistics. It could be due diligence. It could be contract. It could be real estate. Certain words, because these people are from different countries, their pronunciation on certain words may not be as strong. So you, as a client, and the continuous training process, you need to be looking out for those certain kind of words, those particular words. And you need to change them. So when your VA may be on the phone, they don't miss a beat. Their script, when they read their script, it's very fluid. So keep that in mind, that it's always going to be on continuous training. It should be continuous training. You should be always trying to help your VA become better, listening to their calls, so you can say, hey, on this rebuttal, I would rather you say this. You have to continue to listen to their calls. I'm not saying listen to every call every day, every week, but maybe in the beginning, it may take that. So the sooner you can figure out what mistakes or what words or whatever they might not be doing tailor-made to your business, you can fix and go ahead and work that out. Also, a part of training and, onboarding, and I stress this to the clients, you have to cultivate a good work environment. I mean, the VAs are going to come in good moods, good morning, boss, good evening, boss, good afternoon, boss. But the VAs are a reflection of you. So if you're going to act like a boss who's just scatterbrained, busy all the time, well, that's what your VA is going to see. Well, they're busy all the time and they don't have time to, train me or give me continuous training. Or if I have questions, they don't never answer. They always wait to the end of the day. So you got to be careful with that. You want to create an environment where they can feel free and be able to come and ask you any questions pertaining to the job, and you're going to be able to help them and navigate and be able to do their job. So cultivate a nice work spirit, check on them, see how they're doing. How did you do for the day? I know a lot of the VAs, I mean, you don't want to get too personal, but sometimes I get personal. You know, how's the family doing? I know my VAs, they may have a graduation going on. Okay, hey, have the day off. Because I'm in tune to what they got going on in their life. So when I'm in tune to what they got going on in their life, I can understand. I know what they got going on, literally. That's why they like to work for Smart Money VAs. Because I do kind of care what they got going on, right? Not for excuses or anything, but just to keep a pulse on the situation. So make sure you cultivate that. Just be a good boss. Just be a good person. Give bonuses. When they do good, when you get paid, make sure they get paid. And I promise you, that will go a long way. That will go a long way. They're going to give you the feedback. They're going to tell you, like, hey, this is the little nuances that's not working. This is not working. This is working. They're going to give you feedback because they're going to come from a position of your business is their business. They're going to want to run your business like their own personal business. So make sure that you're showing them that you care about your business enough to give them continuous training to put them in a position to be successful. That's what they want to see. That's why they're here. So the onboarding part, you're not going to get that with a freelancer. The training, you're not going to put no training into a freelancer because they're only working for with you on that project. But if you're hiring a part-time or full-time employee VA, you gotta take the onboarding process serious. You gotta take the training serious. You gotta take the continuous training serious. Because you want them to take you serious. You want to cultivate a culture of being productive. So, I mean, there's no need to go any deeper on the onboarding process and how important it is. So always continue to train, stay on top of your VAs, keep your KPIs, keep all that. So always build that trust, show respect, and respect will be given. I mean, they're coming to do their job anyway. That's what you're paying them to do. You know, show some respect, and I promise you, it will be given right back, tenfold. That's all I have. Module 3 is complete.